All season long, all of the best skaters anticipate this event, and these are the Elite 15 who have made it here to compete for that season-ending title. Benny Huber, out of Offringen, Switzerland, 23 years old, has always been one of the judges' favorites because of his huge, flowy style.
Sven Beokhurst, more decorated on street than on vert, but he brings a sophisticated bag of tricks, including some of the most difficult lip tricks on vert.
Thumper Nagasako, one of the top Americans, a very exciting young skater who keeps adding big tricks to his repertoire.
Ayumi Kawasaki back after a brief hiatus to challenge Fabiola de Silva up here on the vert.
She is one of only 2 women competing against the men, and she'll have to do battle with skaters like this guy out of Tasmania, Shane Yost. Nobody brings more big spins and flips.
Marc de Santi has been the skater challenging the yasutokos more than anyone else with his bag of big tricks, including double flat spins and double backflips.
Fabiola de Silva, she's been competing against the men for years and is actually currently ranked number 4 in the world against the men.
Marc is the last rider ever to have beaten both yasutokos in a vert event, and he is the highest-ranked American coming into the World Championships, always a contender.
And, of course, Eito Yasutoko. Last year, he placed 5th at the World Championships, but that is very uncharacteristic. Multi-year world champ.
The defending world champ coming into this event, the high flyer Takeshi Yasutoko with his signature double Viking flip. Always one of the favorites.
Rich Parker, the only skater from the UK who has managed to qualify for this big show, and Kevin Lopez out of Brussels, Belgium, only 16, very exciting.
Patrick Zimmerman has a couple of seasons under his belt trying to make a big showing at the championships, and Borja Fernandez with his signature fakie style, one of the wild cards.
Carl Hill's doing double duty, also competed in the street and made the finals. We'll see how he does here. There they are, and here's how it works.
Each rider gets 2 runs. Each run is 50 seconds. Only the better of those 2 runs will count. The judges will be looking for style, creativity, and difficulty, and of course, consistency. You gotta stay on your feet.
This is a monster ramp, 60 feet wide, 14 feet 2 inches tall, and Sven Beokhurst has the dubious task of dropping in first.
Sven's reputation really has been made on street. He is a former world champion on street. He's won many big contests, but he's always competed in vert, one of the guys hanging on to his double threat status. And in a world where most guys are very specialized, Sven, one of the few all-around skaters. And he's very good on vert, although it's been overshadowed by his street success.
Well, he's dropped in and he's already putting together a couple very nice airs. He's got a very clean style, but he does not have some of the big double flips that the other guys do.
Where Sven tries to make up some ground is on the coping. Because he's so good on street, he's able to bring up some difficult lip tricks. There he goes, alley topside porn on the coping. Most of the guys with their big spins, they tend to shy away from the coping. Now he's going back with the fish brain, proudly sporting those credentials throughout this run. Alley-oop topside coming back in 270 rewind. So Sven really living up to his billing here as a street skater, trying to get a lot of exposure there on the coping, and unfortunately came back to bite him because his only mistake here is there on the coping as he tried to spin into one of those grinds, but coming back with a vengeance. True spin, alley-oop fish brain, revert, great way to finish it. But a run like that with low amplitude and a lot of lip tricks will be very difficult to contend with our top guys and to contend for a podium spot. So Sven is very good on the coping, but he's also got some airs. This is an abstract 720, crosses his legs up and grabs his boot, but where he makes his money is right here on the coping. This was at the end of his run. True spin, alley fish brain on 1 foot, a very difficult lip trick.
79.75. A respectable score, but I can tell you the top scores are going to be way up in the 90s with the Yasutokos and Marc de Santi and some of those guys, so he is going to have to improve in round number 2.
The conventional wisdom around skating circles has been that the next rider to beat the Yasutokos would be this guy, Marc de Santi from Brazil. He's got an impressive vocabulary of tricks, including maybe the triple backflip. Has not been landed in a contest yet, but he is throwing it over there at Camp Woodward. He's got the double flat spins, the double backflips, and he's an explosive, dangerous skater.
And he's fearless. If you look at what he's wearing, I don't see any knee pads on him, and he throws these tricks with no protection. He has that much confidence in his ability.
Now, there's no question about his tricks. There's a big flat spin, which is almost a setup trick for him. Right into a double flat spin, no problem.
Ooh, but he landed low, and it kind of killed some speed.
Well, and that's the wrap on him. It's been, can he put together an entire run for 50 seconds? We know he's got the tricks, but he's never had a full 50-second run that could beat the yasutokos. And here it is again. Landing low, missing some walls.
And that double variation is one that I believe only he has done before.
Well, he has this unique spin on it. He has an off-axis backflip. It's kind of like the old custard chucker where Tom Fry would spin the backflip off-axis. He does a double variation of that. And now he realizes this is kind of a throwaway run. Only the better run counts in the finals. He'll have another chance. And if he can bring up his score, we'll throw out this one. Double backflip. And you know, when you can throw a double backflip as an afterthought, just as a throwaway trick, it means you're pretty good.
Yeah, an unbelievably talented skater, but you've got to put it all together. 50 seconds is 19 walls. He's got to do 19 big tricks in run 2.
There's that off-axis double backflip, kind of like a double custard chucker. He is the only one doing that. But you got to land higher than that because it's not just about throwing the big tricks. This isn't a best trick contest. You got to be able to go in right into another trick. That's what the best guys will do. They'll link them up.
89.75, so despite the inconsistency, he's rewarded and sits in the first place position for the time being. Taking a look at some of the other guys who didn't fare quite as well in run number 1. Rich Parker feeling the pressure in front of his hometown. He's from Glastonbury. He considers this his crowd. But I think he got a little overexcited trying one of the more difficult tricks right here and going down hard.
Yes, an absolutely brutal slam. This would be the end of Rich Parker's day, but not the end of his career. He's a young rider, and he'll be back for more World Championship caliber events. He's got the offseason to recover. Just an unfortunate reminder of how dangerous these sports can be. But he's a trooper. He was able to skate off the ramp, and he'll live to see another day.
Patrick Zimmerman out of Germany. He's shown that he can skate against the best. Took 4th in Munich at the LG World Tour stop there, and that was a stacked field. Out here throwing some big tricks in run number 1 as well.
Well, you know, and a little bit of experience helps. He's been in some big events now, and you can see he's able to skate with confidence, throwing his good tricks. Solid performance.
An 81.50 for run 1, but he's got the jitters out. We'll see if he can improve the second time around. And this is Thumper, Nagasako.
Thumper has been one of the young rising talents coming out of the U.S. representing Maui, Hawaii. Thumper's got a very well-balanced arsenal of tricks. He's good in the air with sophisticated vocabulary tricks, and he's good on the coping, where not a lot of vert skaters can say the same thing.
87.75 currently puts him in second place, but we are early in this competition. Kevin Marron Lopez out of Belgium. Very young, 16 years old, but he has got some huge tricks.
Yeah, and I think Kevin is one of the most promising young skaters. As you mentioned, he is the youngest competitor in this field, but he has a great style and a great vocabulary of tricks. It's just a matter of keeping it all together.
88.25 bumps Thumper down, and he is now in second. So that leaves Marco De Santi in the top spot, but Marc Englehart is a guy who is very capable of knocking him out of that top spot.
A major part of the whole mental battle is deciding whether or not I should go for broke or if I should take it easy in the first run. And then I could go second run, just go crazy.
You know, this is Marc's first competition back after recovering from a knee injury. Tough place to come back at the World Championships, but he just didn't want to come back prematurely, so you know that he's ready. He's been practicing. He's just not competition tested in the last few events. Double flat spin right off the bat. Now that's a way to say that you're back right into a 1080. So Marc Englehart showing no rust.
Oh, but going down on the coping, you hate to see that. Look at the frustration. And you know, the one thing about Marc that has happened over and over and over is he puts a